Australians are inspired to understand their democracy.
You listen to D.I.Wireless, an Aussie punk rock podcast. Check it out, mate.
Working 28 years for the company. Will I ever be secure financially? I don't know, gonna have to wait and see. But I don't
D.I.Wireless is back. Episode 28 is here. And after travelling through South America, speaking to some Canadians and doing a massive road trip through down the east coast of America, I thought it was time to... I was feeling a little bit homesick, I guess, and it was time to get back in touch with some Australian musicians. So I thought, why not get in touch with a gent who has been involved with his band in one of easily my favourite releases of the year. And just as recently as 24 hours ago, it looks like there's other lists popping up around the Australian radio circuit in particular that are voting these guys as a great band with one of the best releases of the year. I'm of course talking about the Smith Street Band from Melbourne in Victoria, and chatting to us via phone is Mr. Will Wagner from the Smith Street Band. Will, how you going, mate?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I hope we live on good postcodes. Cause only God knows where next I'll go. And I'll always sing for people who will not harass me, and girls that I barely know. And when men get older they laugh less. Even dogs wag their tail when they're close to death. But I'm going down, my hands by my side. Eyes open wide, and a puppy dog smile. And we're not all that fast.
In the intro, I mentioned that what we're alluding to is that you've just polled in, I think, about number 13 on Short Fast Loud's top 40 of the year, which of course is a radio station back home in Australia that's broadcast nationally. But that's just like part of what's been a massive year for you guys. Has it kind of felt like that for you guys as well after releasing the album No One Gets Lost Anymore? You've just had a massive year, it feels like.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that. That album's been received like in a really good way, and we've been like really sort of humbled and blessed and honoured by that. Like it was nothing that we were expecting to sell 50 copies to our friends, and then it's really exciting the way that a few people have got into it and all that kind of stuff. And the Triple J thing was awesome. We didn't really expect it. I think Stu who does the show, I was talking to him, and he didn't even expect us to do that well. So,
when you say didn't expect, do you just think because it was a different fan base, or did you honestly think your music hadn't reached that many people that year? Or
we honestly thought, I can't speak for everyone else, but I honestly thought our music didn't reach that many people. Like, even sort of talking about Twitter before, like the wonders of technology. You get people from sort of England and America getting on Facebook or emailing us or whatever and saying that they like the record, and so-and-so gave it to them, and so-and-so got it from someone else. And it's cool. Like the amount of people who sort of said nice things about it's really, really humbling.
But it seems like that's one of the good things, maybe because you guys play so many all-ages shows, but it seems that there's lots of sort of younger kids that have been getting into it, just as much as, old, jaded, bearded guys.
All-ages shows always seem to be the funnest shows to play. I was talking about this with someone the other day, and it's like, it's exactly what you said. You go to a show now, and anyone over the age of 22 has probably been in a band, has probably been fucked by the music industry, and probably, they're there to get drunk and be annoyed that someone else is playing and not them. But you play these all-ages shows, and it's just 16-year-olds who don't give a fuck who's playing, but are just absolutely rapt to be out of the house. Yeah, it's sort of refreshing, and like, it's invigorating to sort of play to people who you were a few years ago. They haven't found the downsides of all this yet. They're still as full of hope as we are, and it's always heaps of fun. I think though, like, I don't know, with the way everything's going, everyone's downloading everything, and nothing really has all that much worth anymore in a physical sense. 95% of things that we want we can get with the click of a mouse or anything like that. I think that's why it's really important to play as many shows as humanly possible, because it's still a completely real experience, I guess. You can't really fake it. You can't really it's not something that you can just download. You've got to be there, and it's going to be hot, and everyone's going to get sweaty, and like there's still something really sort of organic and nice about that I think that a lot of people are missing in a lot of things nowadays.
That makes complete sense, mate. And what about being out on the road? Did you enjoy the tours this year? There was quite a few that you went around on.
Yeah, I love touring. If I could tour every day of the year, I would. It's again, it's inspiring and it's exciting, and like, you know, Melbourne's obviously sort of, I guess, considered Australia's like home of culture and arts and lattes and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, like even for like places like Canberra, like we've only played in Canberra a few times, but always the sort of after, you know, when you go back to someone's house and a bunch of people come around after the show, and it's always the most fun in Canberra because everyone's dad / uncle / mum / auntie / whatever is a public servant, a politician, and because it's sort of, because they're force fed that kind of thing every day. All the kids in Canberra are so fucking switched on and really interesting people to talk to, and they're not afraid to argue. And you go to a lot of places and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm vegetarian too. Oh yeah, I don't like politics." But it's like you sort of, that gets boring after a bit. You want to argue with people, and but yeah, I don't know. Tour is always amazing. Just like seeing a myriad of amazing bands from all over Australia, and you're always playing with bands you haven't seen before and venues you haven't played before, and everything. Yeah, it's always really exciting, and being able to spend time with everyone else in the band is always awesome. Like, you know, we're 5 best friends more than we are good musicians or anything like that. So it's just fun hanging out in the van with my best friends.
Well, mate, let's play some music. You alluded to it, but you're gonna play some different stuff on us. We always invite our guests to play some songs on the show. So, what song would you like to queue up first? What would you like to introduce as the first song you're gonna play?
First song I'd like to play is by a band called Fucked Up, who are from Canada, as I'm sure you know.
Yep.
So you're in the home of Fucked Up on the weekends, man. Like, what are you doing calling Australia? Go find those people. Go find John and Damien. And
you guys just played with these guys, right?
We did. It was ridiculous. We found out like 3 days before we got asked if we'd play the show, and all of us had bought sort of, if not one, then multiple tickets. And we were like, you know, we were shitting in our pants, excited about going to the show, and then we got asked to play, and sort of, I made Chris Fordneal, our drummer who sort of helps book shows as well. I made him forward me all the emails he was getting because I didn't believe it was true, and yeah, it was just us and them playing at the East Brunswick Club, which is an amazing, amazing venue in Melbourne. And yeah, the show was amazing. They were, if not the best band I've seen, definitely like top 3. Behind that Blink-182 show I went to when I was 16, they're definitely up there. Yeah, they were absolutely incredible. So yeah, I'd like to play one of those. It's Queen of Hearts. It's off their new album, David Comes to Life.
No worries at all. This is Fucked Up on D.I.Wireless. I completely agree with Will. These guys blew me away the first time I saw them. Hadn't listened to any of their music, but caught them at a festival, and so much attitude in this band. It's not funny.
So much fun.
This is Fucked Up, the first song chosen by Will, and we'll be back on D.I.Wireless very shortly.
Lefties, handed pamphlets,
Welcome back to D.I.Wireless. That was Fucked Up with Queen of Hearts, and we're chatting to Will Wagner from the Smith Street Band. Now, Will, what I was going to ask next is, when I looked into your history, pretty much after the first time I saw you guys play, I read things in your bio like, I started out playing Defiance Ohio covers, and then I did some more reading, and I heard someone say, he used to be a crusty punk that used to live under bridges or something like that. So you need to clarify it for me. Where exactly did you start from musically?
I started playing in the first band I was ever in. I think I was 12. I started a band called Ignore Alien Orders, which is a sticker on I think it's on Joe Strummer's guitar. It was one of the stickers on his guitar. We started playing. I just absolutely fell in love with sort of everything about it. My dad was in bands, so I'd sort of always been raised on sort of Billy Bragg and Bruce Springsteen and Paul Kelly and Bob Dylan and the Smiths and all those bands that you sort of have to get into. I was lucky enough to be introduced to them as soon as I was, ready to deal with the music. And I just fell in love with it. We started playing, and we were absolutely fucking terrible. And then we broke up, and I sort of tried to start a few bands when I was sort of 15. And then, when I was sort of 16, 17, I started playing solo shows and played a few at this place, Lentil as Anything in Melbourne, which is like a vegetarian, vegan, pay-as-you-feel, incredible place. They had an open mic night, and I got up and played. And Bosma, who's now one of my, I live with him. He's one of my best friends. He books our shows. He came along to the show and saw me, and then I played a house show. And yeah, from then we sort of decided playing more and more, and then had a band, and then we broke up and played more solo shows, and then Smith Street Band.
A lot of people who would consider themselves part of the punk community might say, I started by listening to Green Day or something like that. But do you think it was because you were introduced to those really strong solo singer-songwriters early on that's why you kind of took the path you did solo first until you came together in the Smith Street Band?
Yeah, I think so. It was sort of those kind of bands. And the first music I sort of really discovered for myself was like hip-hop. I really got into all that kind of stuff. And again, that's normally just one person. And there's something kind of really romantic about that, folk troubadour on the road all the time, rah, rah, rah. And I read On the Road when I was 15 and fell in love with the whole concept. And, it's the same way that anyone gets into folk singing. I'm talking to you on an iPhone. Like I'm not a hippie. I got introduced to it from a young age. I was really lucky. Like both my parents write books, and so there's always been words in the family. And Dad's a musician, so there's always been music in the family. And I was never going to be an accountant. I more or less didn't have a choice, I guess. But I couldn't be happier with the lifestyle decisions I've made.
That's really amazing that you started playing shows so early. And another thing I was thinking about with you is I know that other than doing stuff with the Smith Street Band and doing stuff under the moniker of Will Wagner and Friends, as you said, you've recorded sort of solo stuff along the way as well. It seems like you've got a fairly decent catalogue already, and you're still a really young guy. Is songwriting just easy for you then?
I don't know if it's easy. I wouldn't say it's easy. I don't think that it's easy for anyone. I think that I'm sure it is easy for people who are better songwriters than me, but I think that I think that you either start writing songs to make money or you start writing songs because there's nothing else that you can do, and therapy is too expensive. And that's sort of what it just sort of happened, and like it's the biggest thrill out of anything. Like I'd take it over playing live or recording really well. Like the feeling when you put your pen down and you've written something that you think isn't shit, is like it's incredible. It's like I'm getting tingles just talking about it. It's a fucking drug. It's what I love to do.
And do you find it hard, therefore, with that much sort of material behind you and moving forward with the Smith Street Band, when you get together with the guys to put stuff together, do you find it hard not to go over the same ground again?
I don't know. It's always fun with Smith Street Band because I'll write a song or two every day and send them to everyone, and then they'll write back and say, oh, that's rubbish, or oh, yeah, that's good. And then we've just started writing our next album. We've sort of got this whole stockpile of acoustic songs that I've written between the ages of 17 and now, so I'm 21. and they're all just sitting there, and some of them we might use in 5 years, and some of them we'll use on the next album, and we're the same with the recent album, like that. There's a song on there called Sigourney Weaver, and that's like,
yep,
that's the first piece of music I ever wrote. I think I wrote the lyrics to that when I was 17, if not 18. And then I found it when I was going through books one day, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I remember those chords, let's use that. And then there are other songs which we wrote sort of a month before we went in, and yeah, it's all just sort of what's exciting us at the time. That's what we'll play live, and that's what we'll record. And
that's pretty cool that you can pull something out that you wrote, sort of 5 years ago, and you can still feel that it's relevant enough to put on a record now.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I rewrote it a little bit, but yeah, it's sort of whatever feels relevant, whatever feels exciting. I struggle playing the same songs for more than like a month because it's already not what I want to say anymore. But at the same time, there are songs that I wrote years and years ago that I still agree with, so I still want to play. Yeah, it's all about picking what you want to do. You see some bands who are just getting up and playing the singles, and you can tell they don't want to. I'm sure it's making the crowd happy, but it'd be good to be able to avoid ending up like that. Not that we'll ever have singles, but
let's play some more music, mate. What's another song you'd like to play on the show for the people listening?
This song is by a band called Millhouse, which is an amazing name for a band. It's off their first EP, which is naturally called Everything's Coming Up. And this band, yeah, they're so good. We played with them a couple of tours ago in Sydney at this place, Blackwire Records, which is an amazing record store in Sydney. And they're so cheeky and hilarious and fun, and it's great sort of cheesy pop punk, nerd punk. I can't describe it. They've got a 4-track EP that goes to 8 minutes. I reckon I've listened to it about 100 times. They're brilliant. And yeah, this song is a song I should probably listen to because it's about losing weight, and it's called Eggs.
We'll be able to play it for everyone, and they'll be able to get their own taste of what you're talking about on the kind of band that Millhouse is. So this is Millhouse with Eggs on D.I.Wireless. We're chatting to Will Wagner, and we'll be back with him shortly.
Decided what you might like to eat, and she said, well, I'll have one poached steak on one piece of toast. I thought about this for a second and then replied, can I offer you a novel approach? And then expounded my suggestion, and it went, maybe if you walk to work you wouldn't have to worry about how many eggs you ate today. If you walk to work, you wouldn't have to worry about how many eggs you ate for breakfast. You don't need a weight loss program to understand. 2 words accompanied by obscenity. For dramatic effect, just fucking move more. Take steps instead of the elevator.
That was Millhouse, an Australian band, and their song Eggs, recommended to us by Will Wagner, who we're chatting to now. Will, the next thing I was going to ask, you touched on it briefly about the themes in your music, and one of the things I noticed, and this might be a very basic observation of your lyrics, is that one that keeps coming up for me is public transport and drugs.
You sound like my mum.
Like not only your family, but how do other people respond when you have these sort of common themes? Is it just because you, let's face it, do you interact with these two things on quite a regular basis in your life?
Look, I take a lot of drugs and I ride a lot of trams. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. A few people have asked me about that before, and also, like, let's face it, sitting on a tram is one of the best chances you're going to get to write.
Yep.
And if you're sitting on a tram, it's probably late, and you're probably about to get a fine for not having a ticket, so you're not going to write positive experiences about the wonderful people at Metlink Melbourne. So yeah, I guess that does pop up a bit. Oh, so I can't drive, so and I'd like to go places. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting with the drug stuff. It's like the people that I find interesting, and the people who I think are talented, and the people who I think who really influence me are often quite fucked up people, and they write about that kind of stuff, and then it trickles down to me, and then some of it's situational. Like I don't like to lie in songs, but I do like to over exaggerate. And, you know, you kind of romanticize yourself a bit. If I wrote about what I'm actually like, it would be the most boring fucking music ever. But yeah, it's all experience. It's not my experiences of other people that I was there to witness.
So just to clarify, you and your band aren't just all acid freaks?
Acid's not even my favourite. I like mushrooms, but no, we're not all, yeah. Because on the 7-inch there's a line about stealing smack from someone. And after that, a lot of people, like I had quite worried phone calls from people like, "You okay? If you on heroin?"
I shouldn't laugh at that, actually.
I was like, yeah, no, oh yeah, people were quite genuinely concerned. And I was like, no. A girl I was dating's brother was a bit dodgy like that, and he kind of fucked us over one night, and we ended up with what we thought was going to be pot and wasn't. But yeah, people were like genuinely concerned that I'm a heroin addict, and it's like, well, you're having a conversation with me, and I'm doing fine, so I'm not falling asleep mid-sentence. You can probably, you don't have to worry about that.
And along those lines, I'll tell you my first Smith Street Band interaction was seeing you guys at Poison City last year. And I remember watching you guys and completely loving the set, and then thinking, when I heard the lyrics that you were singing, and I think you had your arm in a sling, you had a broken collarbone or something at the time?
Yep, I did.
And then just seeing the way your persona on stage and this crazy red hair, just like curly red hair flopping around, and I was completely intimidated. I was interviewing bands.
Yeah.
I couldn't go up and talk to you. I was like, I can't talk to that guy.
Really?
Do you get other people saying that they feel intimidated by you? Or is it just me?
Some people have, yeah. I remember before we went on tour with the band Former Soulmates from the UK and the Death in the Family, who are a great band from Melbourne. And we did an interview beforehand, and Davey from Former Soulmates, who's also in Leatherface,
Yep.
was talking, and he said, "Oh, we've met a Death in the Family before. We've never met the Smith Street Band. I'm scared of Will. He looks tough." Always people tend to think that I'm tough, but like I've been hit once and I burst into tears. Like I'm a complete nutter wimp. I really hope that I'm not intimidating to anyone.
But I think what's even worse now, Will, is I've seen a couple of photos of you recently, and now you look like the cross between like a Canadian lumberjack and like a professional wrestler.
That's all I was going for, man. I'm so glad you noticed. No one noticed.
The shaved head with the beard thing just totally threw me off. I still see you as that curly red-headed guy in the sling.
Well, yeah, that was the shaved head was. Let's face it, a mistake. I don't really have the facial structure to pull it off, and with no beard, I just look like a fat baby. So I figured I had to. I've shaved it off now, and I know I just look like a fat baby. It's quite embarrassing, but growing now, though. It's growing now. I'll be back to being a fat Ronald McDonald soon.
Let's play another song, Will. What's the third song you're gonna play on the show for us today?
This song is a cover of a band called Shell Shag. I'm not sure where they're from, but I really like them. I got introduced to them. I think they did something with this bloke is a pipe bomb. Yep. Might have been a split, or maybe even just a tour. I saw a video of them and I loved them. And there's a band called Reviver, who is not my favorite band of the year, definitely up there. They're so fucking good. Did they play at Fest?
Yeah, there was something about them that they... You know how they're a bit of a like that guy's a bit controversial in some ways. There was like a...
He said some weird things in interviews, but he was in Latterman, so,
yeah.
You know, swings and roundabouts. But yeah, this is a song called, what's it called? It's Resilient Bastard by Shell Shag, being covered by the amazing Reviver.
No worries at all. We'll listen to that now on D.I. Wireless, a choice from Will Wagner from the Smith Street Band.
And the script reads your name right here,
And that was Reviver covering a Shell Shag song, as chosen by Will Wagner. And we're going to wrap things up now with the front man from the Smith Street Band and ask a quick question of what's the plans on the horizon for the Smith Street Band, mate? What's coming up?
Well, we got a really big start to the year. We've been lucky enough we get to play a couple of shows with Jim Ward, which is fucking awesome. I really, really like him. So we're playing with him in Melbourne and Sydney and doing our own little tour between them. We're going to do some shows in Tassie with our best friends, Luca Brasi, who've also put out an album this year, and it's really, really good.
Yep.
They're like the drunkest people you will ever meet in your entire life. They're from Tasmania, my favourite place on earth. Yeah, I've got a tattoo of Tasmania. I adore that place. So we're going to go down there and do some shows with them, and a band called Ride the Tiger, who are really, really good as well.
Yes. And
then we're going to go to Perth, do some shows in Perth, which we haven't done before. Play with our friends Grim Fandango and some other cool bands, and I think the Leap Year are playing one of those shows, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, we'll record a new album, hopefully go play some shows overseas, and yeah.
Well, Will, we wish you the absolute best, and thank you very much to you and the band, the whole Smith Street Band, for a great album this year. Let's go out by actually playing a song from the Smith Street Band, if you like. Is there any in particular you enjoy playing live, or?
If we could, can we play the song that I least hate off the album? It's called "When I Was a Boy, I Thought I Was a Fish," and you'll get all your acid references in there. Don't worry.
Thanks very much for joining us on Wireless, Will. We really appreciate it, and best of luck for the new year.
Thanks very much for having me on, man. It's been a pleasure.
Walking back to my house the morning after the sugar cube, and the heavens opened up and drowned the heat, with the trace elements tickling my spine. I took my shoes off and danced in puddles on the sudden downpour ghost town street. Woo! Hello, my name is Will and I slept through the millennium, but what I wouldn't give to be young, dreaming and 10 again. It's New Year's 2009. With what's in my system, I won't be sleeping for a long time. And when I was a boy, I thought I was a fish, and I still love the ocean like when I was a kid. But lately I have come to the conclusion that I'm disappointingly probably human. And I've come a long way from those amphibious days, and I'd like to thank things I've seen, the friends that I've made, all the people that have hurt me, the times that I've been saved into music, which made me its most obliging slave. And while on this guitar, there's sweat between these keys when I step onto the mic, swing my tail between my knees. But we are here to fight, we are here to dance, no, we are here to fight, we are here to dance. And then the summer crept up like only a Melbourne summer can. We ducked back in our alleys and pretended to hate our tans, and told each other one day we'd all look back and smile, knowing that we've been drinking off the best drinks for a long time. And now we're back at work and we're working on those numbers. They're getting us in our sleep, we're having nightmares in our slumber about the dealers and the overheads. We know we'll have to pay this pass out, pass out, pass out, pass out. Job for another day. Woo! Last night I kissed a girl that I met at a bar, which is momentous given how things are. We made out a morning and slept in the afternoon, and she said, "Will, I think that I can deal with you." And I never sleep we're having. Nightmares in our slumber about the dealers in the overhead that are gonna have to get paid. Just pass out. Pass out, pass out, pass out. It's a job for another day.